Hey there, good morning and happy Friday. I am so thrilled to be back with AARP Maryland. I am just tickled. And we are going to have such a great class for you tomorrow on Saturday, March 7th. But I wanted to show you one of my favorite little breakfasts that I do. My mom used to do this breakfast and she would do, bacon, and then she'd fix a hash brown in the bacon grease, and she would call me when I was living in New York and say, "Oh, I'm having my high cholesterol breakfast," and I always thought that was so funny. But this is not that. My friend Sarah and I go and we do this thing called shakshuka breakfast. There's a place here in our town that does the best shakshuka, and I was wondering if you even know what shakshuka is. So I'm going to show you what my version is, which is so not authentic, but it works and it's really good. And for right now, let me show you, because this is something I think we all empty nesters should have, and that is like a little tiny skillet just for us, little tiny one, okay? And in there, I have just half of an onion. Now, I'm kind of an onion girl, so you can use as much or as little as you like. For me, I'm like, I won't do the whole thing, but I could, because if you go with the little ones, it works out pretty well. Now, I have a garlic clove here, and it's got that green center. I'm just gonna pull it out. You can use it if it's really your jam, doesn't matter. It's not gonna hurt you. And I always wait until the very last second to add my garlic in, right? Because garlic just loves to burn. Oh my goodness. And I'm not even gonna make it tiny today. And I'm gonna take that little bit of garlic and put it in with my already sauteed, just a little bit, onion. And what I like to do is cook the garlic just until you can smell it. Because once you can smell it, that's telling us that it's good. And I'm gonna add just a little sprinkle of salt. Now, all my salt folks, don't freak out, because that should only be, that might be a quarter teaspoon of salt. And here's what I do. I take this little bit of onion and garlic, and I'm gonna spice it up. Now, shakshuka is a Middle Eastern dish, and it's made with tomatoes and spices, and I'm gonna use a little bit of smoked paprika, and you'll see I'm putting it in now. I'm not waiting until I get those tomatoes in there. Putting it in now, and I love the smoked. Oh my gosh, and it's so much more mainstream now. Oh my goodness. You should definitely have some in your pantry. I love it. And I'm gonna add just a little bit of cumin. Now, I've seen recipes where people add chili powder and they get all fancy. For me, I'm like, I keep it basic, right? And this is for the mornings when maybe I have a little more time, but it's not a super hands-on, high-maintenance dish, but it tastes so good. Oh my goodness. And I like to put the spices in now. Now, I wouldn't do this with dried herbs, but with spices, I can put them in and I can get them to get a little toasty. So really, we're helping those spices be the best they can be. I know, it's so silly, right? But it helps bring out extra flavor. And I think it's fantastic. All right, now, I have a can here of diced tomatoes. And I gotta say, these little 15-ounce cans of diced tomatoes are so good. And you know what? I think I'm only gonna use about half of it, actually. And I'll just pop the rest in a little freezer bag. Just pop the rest in a little freezer bag. I'm gonna bump my heat up a little and freeze that for another time, because I just don't need a ton today. If you have a partner at home, you can use the whole ding dang can, but we don't, we can make just breakfast for ourselves here. All right, and what we do, now we've got those spices in there, and we're gonna bring the tomatoes up, and I like to kind of let them do a bubble for me, and some of that liquid, I didn't drain them, some of that liquid is gonna cook off a bit. It's totally cool. I'm gonna take my heat my little burner does it by temperature. So technically this is 212, which is a boil. So it's gonna keep simmering for me. And what I wanna do is just cook it down a bit. Now, typically you're going to see red pepper or green pepper in a dish like this. I take it or leave it. It doesn't really bother me one way or the other. But the thing that makes this so great is we're kind of making this little bit of a stew, right? We're doing kind of a baby stew for ourselves. And if you even wanted, you could double this part up, take it to this point, and then cool it down and freeze it. So you're ready for shakshuka breakfast, whatever. And what I want you to think about is when you're making something like this, we can adapt it to however it works for us, right? We can make it whatever is good for us. So, if you hate bell peppers, leave them out. If you really want a lot of veggies, put them in. I don't think authenticity has to be our hallmark here, if that makes sense to you. I think it should be whatever you like. Now, check this out, because this is the fun part. You can let this cook as far as you want it to cook, right? That's totally good. Here's what I like to do. We put a little well, just a little space right there. And I'm gonna take an egg. And they never crack right when I want them to. And that puppy goes right in there, okay? And we're gonna let that egg cook as much as you want it to cook, right? So if you're a soft egg person, you don't have to let it go too far. If you can see I got little bits of egg. You can see this right there, doesn't matter, love it. Okay, and while that's going, I'm gonna do a little bit of fresh parsley, because I love it. Now, we have got class, AARP Maryland is sponsoring our class, and we're back first Saturday of the month, baby. And this month for March, we are gonna, one of the things I'm gonna show you, I'm going a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs here, because one of the things that I'm gonna show you is how to make my famous chocolate chip cookies. And I really hope you'll join me. It's at 11 a.m. Eastern time, and it's just fun. We just have so much fun. Eleanor from AARP Maryland is always just like Johnny on the spot. She's got everything taken care of. Ooh, look at this. Oh, this is so good. She's got everything taken care of. They send out the recipes. They do the whole thing. I'm gonna add a little of some fresh parsley, because I had it, right? Move that to the side. And I'm gonna let that just do its thing. I'm not stirring, and this is where a lot of us have problems. I'm not stirring, I'm not doing anything like that. If you want the top of your egg a little more cooked, you can pop a lid on there, and that's gonna help us in that area. And then, let me show you, because this is the best part. And you can toast it or not toast it, but I'm a carby girl, and I've got a pita here. Now, I would probably only have half of this. Who am I kidding? I might have the whole thing. We'll see. All right, and I'm gonna take, I have a little bit of olive oil, just so I keep in my sprayer. And if you have a little air fryer, or you can of course toast it in the oven, doesn't matter, whatever works for you. But I take a little bit of oil on a pita, and this is my favorite part. This stuff is called za'atar. And again, it's starting to go pretty mainstream, which lucky us that all these wonderful foods are available. And za'atar is this spice blend that has sumac and sesame, and what else does it have in it? Za'atar leaves, and it has a little bit of salt. And it's so yummy. If you haven't had sumac before, I just love it. And I know we always think poison sumac. This is not that. Sumac has this almost lemony flavor to it, and it's just so darn good. It really is. It's so darn good, and I love it. So when my friend Sarah and I go out for shakshuka breakfast, we go to this place that does the shakshuka, and they put butternut squash in theirs, and fabulous. They also put burrata. They'll put half a ball of burrata on it and some pomegranate seeds, and then they garnish it with, and I didn't think I would love this, they garnish it with crispy chickpeas. So you can take this however you like. Like, this can be a clean out your fridge kind of thing. And I like this so much, I do it for dinner sometimes too. But you can toast your pita. Listen, you don't have to do the za'atar, but I just love it. I just think it's so yummy, and it adds this kind of zing to the whole thing. And I mean, I'll bet you could use like you could make like a little yogurt sauce or something for here. Look at this. Oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. She's so beautiful. And let me tell you, when Sarah gets her shakshuka breakfast, she doesn't like eggs. So she skips the eggs, which I think is so, so funny, right? Because shakshuka is kind of about the eggs. But here's what we're going to do. Okay, hang on. This. Can you see that? Look at this gorgeousness. Do you see that? So one of the things, I'm a big evangelist for Mediterranean way of eating. And one of the things coming off of this winter, and I'm here in Maryland, and winter has been terrible. I've hated every second of it. Excuse me. And I'm such a winter girly, like not winter sports, but I'm cozy, right? So this winter, coming out of it has been something. And I think as part of the Mediterranean diet, one of the tenets is community and being together and eating a meal together. So I know if you're making this for breakfast, you may not want to invite your neighbor Sally over. I totally get it. But if you can start like maybe sharing a meal, and maybe breakfast is your thing. I mean, come on, maybe it is. But try to think about how can we put a second egg in there, right? Can we share this with someone? That's a big part of what we're doing. And I know AARP Maryland has tons of cool events. So you should definitely be checking those out. Now, look at this gorgeousness. Are you ready? Look, I'm so excited. I just got this brand new gorgeous cutting board yesterday, so I don't want to do anything to mess it up. I've got my egg. Beautiful. Look at that. Pop a little pita around there. Did you just make yourself the most gorgeous little breakfast? Heck yeah, you did. Heck yeah, you did. All right, so listen, I hope that I see you on Saturday the 7th, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. You can register at AARP Maryland, and it's going to be an awesome class. So there we go. So happy to be back. So happy to see you again. And mwah, I'll see you on Saturday.